Okay, good afternoon to all of you great and professors. We are delighted to have you here. Boy, if this is the state of St. Patrick, absolutely love it. And I know Gwen has some great things planned for today. We appreciate and my leader playing a lot of music for us to enter with. And also, Judy Instruct for the table pizza. Once again, she has done a magnificent job. Thanks to all of you for coming.
Well, every table they have to nominate a winner who looks the most, Irish today to win the prize.
We're just going to do the table.
Turn all the phones to silent or vibrate, please.
Okay,
Sensitive.
it reminded me to ask you to turn all the phones to silent or vibrate. And with we will do. And Gwen just reminded me that every table has to come up with someone at their table who looks incredibly Irish. And they will be submitted for the grand apple pie prize. Anyway, we especially welcome our teachers here, and we will do more to thank them and recognize them later. We will.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Stan. And we also want to thank Culinary Arts. The salads look amazing. And I don't know who's back there. Is Jenna back there? Jenna, can you step back and let us know you? Jenna. Thank you, Jenna. We love Culinary Arts. This meal I know is going to be amazing. Go ahead and enjoy your meal while you are eating. And please feel free to eat. We will have, I think it's Carla who is going to speak for travel. This time we will have her take a few minutes now while we are eating.
Well, oh, we know why. I just,
Okay. I guess I'm holding on. I think I'm a bearer of bad news, Carla's a bearer of good news. So bad news comes first and then Carla and several good news. We do not have enough people to run either tour that we had set aside for this group. The one that is the Little Mountain West, we need 7 more people to be able to afford the bus. We placed it on 24 people and we're lacking 7. So unless we get those by tonight at 6 o'clock, we're canceling that tour because we can't afford it. It's just what we've got, and we hate to do that. We know it's a great tour, we love the tour, but we probably should have done it much cheaper and taken out the show and Vegas to maybe taken out the Grand Canyon.
Remind us where the story's going.
The tour is going to the Grand Canyon, the south shore of the Grand Canyon. And Carla, have you got a copy there? And then it goes to Las Vegas. We're going to see a surf show, a big show in Vegas. Also, we're going to the Mountain Museum, and we're going to the Atomic Museum, the one, because they tested the atomic bomb there. And so they have the testing museum for these people. We're also going to, help me, Carla.
We're going to, Laughlin.
Laughlin. We have a river, we have a night, dinner on the Colorado River there. We begin actually, we have a raft trip.
And have a food.
Yeah,
And a jet boat.
yeah, we have a raft trip down the Colorado. It takes off from Beaver Dam. We have a jet boat trip that takes you to
The Lake Havasu City.
and the level bridge is there.
So, an Oatman.
Whiteman, which is a fun little place with all kinds of boys that are running around the town and willing to eat anything you carry in your hand. And we also provide food and feed them. So it was an exciting tour, but we just, at this point, we can't do it unless several more people sign up. So if you're interested in it, Carla and I will be waiting for you at the table over there after dinner time, after we do the whole thing tonight or today. And we'll be happy to talk to you about it. Also, we do not have enough people to do Southern Utah. Only 4 people have signed up. And we have to buy the tickets in advance when you're not going to get them. And I guess we should have given you a deadline, but we just thought if you wanted it, you'd sign up. Then you have to buy tickets. And we can't buy tickets without money. So 4 people is not a tour. So we're canceling Southern Utah. So those are the 2 big tours that we have planned for you. If you're living around the Little Northwest, 7 of you by tonight at 5 o'clock, you've got to call us. Otherwise, it's canceled, and we're going to be funding all of your money for those tours, unless you want to do what Carla's going to talk about now.
Okay, we have put some flyers out on your chairs, actually. And on the second page, we're going to do, we have had so many people say, could you not do Logan? Because we love Logan. And we love Logan, but unfortunately, they are having financial issues. They're trying to raise $3 million this year so that they can have the season again next year. So we have put together a tour that we think is going to be a lot of fun. It's the same day as the Utah tour with the Shakespeare Festival and Chilicon was, because we have to keep the bus the same because we can't get any more buses because it's going into fall and everybody's hitting the national park. So we are going to go from Orem up to Shoshone Falls in Idaho, close to Twin Falls. Then we are going to go out to the Craters of the Moon National Preserve. And I don't know how many of you have done both of those, but I see Janet, I'm sure she has. And they're just beautiful and unique. I don't know if you would say that Craters of the Moon is beautiful. It depends on the eye of the beholder, but it is very unique. And then we're going to go to Lava Hot Springs and just let ourselves soak in that lovely warm water and enjoy ourselves, or go to they have the Olympic sized pool there, so you can do laps, you can do whatever you would like there. I think the river is just beautiful to sit and watch, and the town's wonderful to wander through. So it's just going to be kind of a relaxing day that day.
How many days?
It'll be 4 days. It'll go August 25th to the 28th. It's a Monday through a Thursday. And then we are going to go into Logan. And in Logan, we are we certainly know how to shop in Logan. There's a lot of wonderful outlets. We have a ton of fun shopping. We'll be doing that in Logan. And then we will, on our way back, the next day, go to Maddox, which is sort of a tradition when we go to Logan at that wonderful restaurant and have a wonderful lunch and then return back. So we wanted to keep it the same number of days as the Utah tour. It will be less money, but I have to have the motor coach get back to me with what that change of price will be. Because it will be less. We're not going as far as the Grand Canyon and those things. So anyway, that's one of them, and that one is not going to be in, well, August 25th. So if you want to keep your money from one of the tours and move it over to this one, that will be fine. We will ask Margene, we will send her the flyer and ask her to forward it on to all of you so that you know what that price is. Then another thing we are going to do that we thought would be really amazing is on the first page, and that is our sailing in the history of North America's eastern coast. We are excited about this itinerary and we're excited about the price. The price is great. We have gotten the air for $389 per person round trip to Boston, which is a really good price. For the interior stateroom per person, it's $785. Ocean view picture window is $1,102 per person. The itinerary is wonderful. We start in Boston and we will extend a couple of days in Boston for those that want to do that at the end of the cruise. So we will be able to do the Freedom Trail and go out to Lexington and Concord if you want. Well, we'll get together and talk once we. One of the things that happens when you go out of Boston is that you can go as far as Prince Edward Island. And so we're excited about that. For those who have read Anne of Green Gables, that's where it's at. You can go to the house, you can see the carriage, you can do all of those things. Then we're going to be going to Sydney in Nova Scotia at Cape Breton Island. And that one has Acadia National Park. That is the first national park that was on the on the East Coast, which I didn't know until I was looking at that. Then we're going to go to Halifax, Nova Scotia. If you haven't been to Peggy's Cove, everybody should do that once in their life. It is amazing. Then we'll be in two places where I know you can get wonderful seafood. That's why we have a picture of lobster at the bottom. In Bar Harbor, Maine, and Portland, Maine. And then we return to Boston. So it's an incredible cruise. The price to deposit this is $125 per person. It's based on double occupancy, so 2 in the room. And you can get your money back until, I think it's June 18th of 2026. So, I mean, it's not much of a risk if you decide that you can't go next year, but we're excited. So if anybody wants to move their monies to any of these trips, we can do that, or I will just be writing checks tomorrow and refunding the monies back to you. Any questions? Okay, thank you.
It's the most wonderful thing. Yeah. She's like regular.
I hope that you're well. I'm joined with.
And I know that.
And I'll
Really.
very important for our okay. Before I turn the mic over to Gwen, and recognize our great teachers. Almost all of them are here today. Here hard and beyond are in Hawaii, but they are on board from Hawaii, and that is good. As I do want to make sure that everyone knows who our teachers are. I've enjoyed classes, Quest classes, since I joined about 8 years ago. And we have had wonderful teachers and still do. This year, as president, I've had the opportunity to become a little more involved with some of them. And I have a much greater understanding and far greater appreciation for everything they do to make every class an exceptional learning experience. Let's start with the turning. Stand or wave or something. The turnings are here. They were teaching classes when I first joined Elder Quest 8 years ago. And we're just so happy to have them return semester after semester with great classes. This year they have taught Hollywood and the Cold War, and they will be back in the fall. Oh, Luncheon also teaches on Monday. His classes here has been very popular. The 16 in poetry and popular music. And Bruce has taught a variety of classes for us from D.S. Lewis and now popular music. So we appreciate you, Bruce. Thank you for being here with us today. Neil Lambert is our last teacher for Monday. Neil has been with us for a long time as well. It way over standard something, Neil, and it's been such a pleasure to work with Neil, and I have known the Lamberts for many years, and they are quality people. Neil has taught Robert Cross. No one can teach Robert Cross quite like Neil Lambert. We really appreciate his effort, and I'm sorry to announce that this will be his last semester teaching Elder Quest for us. So a special thank you to you people. Starting from Tuesday morning, we had Martin on, and he's waiting. He and his wife Judy are here with us today. And Martin has just opened it up a world of music for many of the Elder Quest. And I hear people saying all the time, oh, I never dreamed that class would be so wonderful. So we are delighted to have Martin here with us. Thank him for his class, and he will be back in the fall. I think Bruce will also be coming back in the fall. So we are so glad that we have teachers who just like to come back and be teaching. Also on Tuesday we've had 3 new teachers. We've had mom in the morning, in the afternoons, a new teacher, Linda Knight. Linda has just bedazzled us with the Civil War. And Linda, when I about teaching for us, she wanted to all sure that it was something that I think she wanted to do it, but wasn't sure she could. But she had put her shoulder to the wheel and had just had a very successful class on the Civil War. We're just grateful to have had her. And she's ready to teach another class somewhere down the fall, either fall or winter next year. Our last teacher for Tuesday is Gwen Anderson. She wears many hats for Elderquest, but she has been teaching art history and human history, and her classes are exciting and really quite amazing. The slides and things that she has shared with us, artifacts about the early art in the history of the world. When we'll be back in the fall teaching more on history, and we're grateful that we've been able to have her with us. Dear Art, I hope you and the honor on hearing it, because we want to especially thank you. You have done a great job teaching us about the homeland, and this morning with no exception, Gerhard was up early helping with some of the technology issues, major technology issues we experienced this morning. Then taught their class, and now they're here for the lunch. So they're supposed to be on vacation, but some people never get away. Anyway, let's give a hand for it. I have not seen Brad Dog come in. Evidently something has come up and the one table could be here. Brad teaches our class on current events, the world and you. It is always a popular class, and he does a great job of bringing the world in and current events into our lives, and that's so very appropriate. We appreciate Brad's job. A hand for Brad. One of the top Thursday class is taught by David Farnsworth. And David, if you wave, you'll probably reach as high as most people would stand. I love David doing the last minute. I think it's Dave the Tall. And that's him because David's very tall. He has taught his semester. He has taught us about Islam, the religion, the culture, everything that I have wanted to know for a long, long time. The Quran, and I started reading the Quran a bit, and boy, you don't just read the Quran. He has had to delve into the Quran to bring out the things that have been important for us to hear. Thank you very much, David. Our last teacher for the week is Dave Johnson. Dave has been with us for a long time. And he had his classes enjoying Shakespeare. And believe me, you don't have to be a Shakespeare expert to enjoy Shakespeare with Dave Johnson. It is a great opportunity. The classes, you can speak of some of the others, but the people who are there have formed a very close-knit group and really enjoy David helping us to enjoy Shakespeare. Let's give a big round of applause. We also have one of our teachers from fall semester who was not able to join us after fall semester. Longcliffe is here with his son, and they did a great job teaching a music class for last fall semester. We're glad that Lars could be here with us today. So, yes, we're glad all of our teachers are here and that you are here too. And now I'm going to stop talking, turn the mic over to Gwen, and she will do the rest of the talk. Friday movie. It's great. Well, we need to thank her. Well, we do need to thank her. It's great. She's not here. I don't remember seeing Grace come in, but Grace, and now with the help of Jane and Jane and plan, organize, prepare our Friday movie. And they're always very well chosen. And Jane Ann has been very helpful in sending me information in the chat so I can put it in the weekly newsletter. So thank you for Grace. She has been a big help with the movie for a long time. And also thanks to Jane. And with that, I am done.
And it's a moving, right?
Yes, it is. And we'll put this on the other side.
Oh, here.
Sure, I think this one.
Look at each other, and what you want to do is find which one might be a contender to win this incredible apple pie. Okay, whoever is the most Irish at each table. You don't have to be green or a leprechaun looking person, just the most Irish person on each table. Okay, everybody just make sure you got one contender, one nominated Irish person for the tie. Okay, take a minute and find one. Have you got a pretty good idea? Okay, I don't want you to be here forever. I want to get out of here by 1:30 if at all possible, but this is St. Patrick's Month. We have to pay attention.
So I just wonder how smart you all are. I'm gonna ask you a bunch of questions and see if you know the answers. Okay, about St. Patty's Day. Which United States has the most Irish living in it? California, 2.2 million. And then, California, New York, then Pennsylvania, then Florida, then Texas. And yes, where Utah is, you guys. There's only one state with less Irish than Utah. Mine, Hawaii. Utah is the most bereft of Irishmen. Isn't that sad? I had no idea. I mean, these are really good questions. So let's see if I can figure out if we know any answers. Where is the biggest St. Patrick's celebration in the whole world? Where is the biggest St. Patty's celebration in the entire world? You're right. It is New York, not Dublin. It's New York. And then after that, it's Savannah, then Chicago, and then San Francisco. Dublin's way down on the list. So it's America that really celebrates St. Patty's Day. Guess how many people participate in the New York celebration? Can you guess the number?
Millions.
So 250,000. That's good enough. Okay, which river is dyed green on St. Patrick's Day? Chicago River is dyed green. Now, the first ever St. Patrick's Day parade in 1762 did not take place in Ireland, as you might have thought. Where did it take place? New York. New York. To celebrate St. Patty's Day in Ireland, Dublin hosts a festival that lasts how long? Can you guess? 4 days. 4 days. What was St. Patrick's Day originally meant to celebrate? Do you know?
Driving up the snakes on
No, the snakes? I'll tell you about them in a moment. There's a myth that St. Patty's is the one who got all the snakes out of Ireland. But I'll tell you the truth about that in a minute. I learned so much doing this. I really had fun. Okay. It was actually all about St. Patrick as being the one who primarily introduced Christianity into Ireland. That's why we celebrate it. According to Irish legend, St. Pat changed his name to Patricius after becoming a priest. And what was his name at birth? Really interesting. It was Maewyn Suckett. And he was not from Ireland. He was, they can't really pin it down, but it was either Scotland or Wales. But it was not Ireland. Even though it's a big drinking day now, St. Patty's Day used to be a dry holiday up until what decade? 1970. It was a non-drinking holiday. I don't believe that. St. Patty's Day is celebrated primarily on March 17th, which is to celebrate why on that date?
My wife's birthday.
Good idea. But really was not his birthday, it was his death day. That's what we celebrate on. Okay. Now, what was the most popular drink in Ireland to have on St. Patrick's Day? Starts with a G.
Yes.
Guinness. Oh, you all know. How come you all know? In 2020, St. Patrick's Day Parade was canceled in New York City for the first time in how many years? 250 years. It was canceled because of COVID, naturally. What a bummer. I mean, St. Patrick's Day is a really big day, although I went around pinching everybody who didn't wear green, and I never knew why. So I'm really happy to find out why. What song is considered the national anthem of Northern Ireland and one of the most popular St. Patrick's Day songs. Okay, where does the phrase "kiss me, I'm Irish" come from? The Barney Stone legend, sure. Okay, where did the tradition of punishing people for not wearing green on St. Patrick's Day come from? This is really interesting. No, not the government. This is an American tradition, not an Irish tradition, and it comes from the belief that wearing green makes you invisible to leprechauns. So if a leprechaun sees you, they eat you. So, punishing somebody on St. Patrick's Day who isn't wearing green is believed to be a reminder of what that leprechaun could do to you if they could see you. What caused nearly 2 million Irish people to leave Ireland? Potato famine. We all know about that one. Okay, I'm going to wind this up by telling you, Irish Mike meant to come today, but he works in a very intensive rehab center for dysfunctional male youth. And today we had 3 new boys coming in, and he's the #1 person who can diffuse contention. And so he just couldn't come, but he's going to come and dance and tell you his brogue language and everything else. He actually speaks Gaelic still. Wait till I tell him there's no Irish people in Utah. We've been looking for an Irish wife for just years. All right, here's 10 facts you probably didn't know about St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick wasn't Irish. Again, he was born somewhere in Scotland or Wales. And he was born in 385 AD. Did you know that? It's been that long. And slavery is what brought him to Ireland. As a teenager, St. Patrick was kidnapped by a pirate raiding party and sold into slavery in Ireland. And as a slave, he looked after and herded sheep for many years before fleeing to a monastery in England. While he was there, he became a devout follower of Christianity, and he was ordained a bishop. After which he returned to Ireland as a missionary and introduced Christianity into Ireland. How many of you did not know that? I'm not the only one. Isn't that something? That's really quite a story. Now, what does the shamrock represent? I never knew. I just knew you had to have one on St. Patrick's Day. It does. One of our knowledgeable teachers. It represents the Trinity. With each leaf, he was able to talk about how there are 3 different, but they are one. And that was how he used the shamrock. I thought that was cool. Now, guess what? The original color was not green. You know what color he was noted for? For decades. It was blue. All of the renditions we see of St. Patrick, he's very blue. So those of you in blue today, you could be a contender. Okay. Now, it was thought to have pushed all the snakes out of Ireland, but guess what?
There were none.
That's right. Scientists today have said that if the weather is so cold there, the likelihood that there were ever any snakes in Ireland is pretty dang rare. Okay, St. Patrick's Day is held on the day he passed away, not the day he was born, and he was never technically a saint. Did you know that? He was only a bishop and a missionary. He was never, ever made a saint. Or what is the word that they say?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was never canonized. Oh, and yet they respect him so much, they made him one. And drowning the shamrock. What do you think that means? Drowning the shamrock. That's doing drinking. And evidently, that's what they do primarily in Ireland all day long. For 4 days in a row. Can you imagine the end of the 4th day? And the legend that St. Patrick's walking stick turned into a tree while he was preaching, of course, is not true. But there's so much love involved with Ireland, and our country just, I don't know, I think we emulate the Irish in a way that no other country does. And so for those of you who are part Irish, You take a bow and pat yourself on the back. That's fabulous. Okay, now, why don't you have a fun Irish day on March 17th this month? But we do celebrate it in advance here at Elder Crest, because this is our only luncheon in March that is reserved for Irish celebrations. And I do want to have the winners from each table come on out. Each table winner, come on out.
We have nominated here.
So they can all see you. And then we will have the blue is a legitimate color. Come on out here. Take your sweater off. Yeah, we gotta do that. You know, we gotta see that. Oh, wow. One time to face the camera so they can see you online. Okay?
Okay.
One thing about this. Okay, now face this group and we will have an applause championship. What you do is, I'm gonna go behind you, I'm gonna put my hand on your head, and the audience, please decide which one you want to win, okay?
Nobody on table any.
I want you to know that the reason I was chosen from my table is because we were all single and nobody wanted an apple pie. And I said, so what you do is you cut the apple pie in slices, put it in your freezer, and then for breakfast every morning, you take it out and eat it. So that's what I want here in my group. Wonderful.
Yeah, all right. Now, think about who you want to clap loudest for, that's really critical.
Wait, we don't gotta,
She has
we gotta
stuff.
show why we chose him.
I think you need to.
They drafted me, but, it was my sauce.
Did you know that on purpose?
Yes.
Oh.
And you need to tell us why. Anybody else?
Actually,
There's a little bit of green on her name card.
this is not why I was chosen, but I want to tell you that I met my husband traveling on a tour in Ireland. When we came home and got married, we had an Irish harp playing at our wedding. And so, and his birthday was on St. Patrick's.
Wow. That's for sure.
That's for the Irish.
Anybody else who want Irish story? That's wonderful. Okay, I've got to decide who you're gonna clap loudest for, because it's gotta be obvious to me, I'm the ultimate judge. Oh.
Gilman, Gilman.
Oh, look at that. Wow. So the fabulous confidential.
I think that's cool.
Okay, guys. Now, remember who you're gonna clap the loudest for, because it's gotta be obvious who you think should win. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 contenders. Number 1. Good, look at that. Number 2. Woo! Number 3. Number 4, Mr. Sophomore. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. How did we done? Take part in the contest.
Congratulations.
Now, this is the most important part of our today's on. I gotta tell you, I'll start it off. I am enthralled with this teacher. I think it's time now for us to talk about our teachers and why we love coming to Elder Quest. I am so scared of losing my dendrites that I joined eloquence, even though there's not another Hawaiian in the room. And the reason is, I want to be able to build my view rate so I don't get incapacitated in my role. Because I'm on my knees and I just, it scares me to death. And every time I come to Elderbrooks, I learn something new and I feel smarter. And this is a music teacher, Martin Kahn, par excellence. So inspiring. I'll never forget it when I asked him what he thought about the role. He said, you know, and he knows how to answer questions. Somebody once said when they were asked that question, it's not music. And I felt like, yes, that's right. If not, it's rap. And then I asked him too, what is it that music enthralls you so much? And he said, well, somebody else was asked that question, and this is what they said. Everybody somehow remembers music from somewhere in another brain. And that's why we love music. There's wisdom coming out of every single one of you wonderful teachers. And I used to be in charge of all the teachers, so I know them well. They put in the time and the love and the effort and the research. They do their very best. And then we got Gerhardt, who makes it all up here on screen and on Zoom. We're very blessed to have every single one of you teachers. So now I got a Captain Mike. Who would like to talk about a teacher who has really inspired you?
For class.
What class? What teacher? Come on.
I'll
I want some testimonials. Okay, good old Judy. Start us off.
So.
Testing. Yeah. All right. So I don't go to all of them. I have to pace myself just for health reasons. But I'm going to, person knows how fond I am of this class because I just got a degree in English literature in May, and every class he speaks about poetry and literature and all, it goes straight to my soul. And I'm excited to come back and give us a little inside scoop of what he's going to do next. I really love it. But I really want to spend my minute for Gwen and Melinda. Who would have thought that the greatest teachers were under our nose and we didn't even know what they could do? And Linda, honestly, you have drawn both the men and the women. You and I knew when you stood up and I got stood up, when you would answer questions in class, they were so insightful and so smart. And I knew you had a lot of depth. My gosh, and I think anybody that's in the Civil War class would agree. Yeah, that's really fabulous. And Gwen, the art, it's not just seeing pieces of art, but she also has taught history to us, and that's always a plus. One of our teachers that we love. And why, especially why, we're going to know the why parts.
Okay. Tell us your first name and who's this teacher and what's the class?
Claire Peterson, and probably the most soul touching has been the homeless classes. And it caused me to speak to 2 homeless men and have that experience. And let me tell you that after you talk to them for a few minutes, the aroma that is emanating from them goes away. And we become involved with their story. I met Roger, 64 years of age, 1 tooth hanging in his mouth. He was raised by 2 parents who were deaf, so he was always treated unkindly by all of his friends. He got a blood clot in his knee. The doctor told him he had to stop working, and when he stopped working, he then lost his wife, his family, his house. He's been homeless now for several years. Really touched my soul.
We've got to let.
You heard with that?
Nope.
We have got to have Jennifer and
We'll hear it. It's good.
oh, good. Okay, because that's wonderful. Thank you. For those of you who may not have heard it, she was paying tribute to the class that Gerhart and Beyond teach regarding the homeless. And the story was just heart-wrenching and beautiful. Thank you so much. Anybody else? Anybody else? Yeah, David.
I was just delighted tell Neil Lambert, thank you, especially to Robert Kraft across, because you helped us to feel more of what life is really about.
I might be the person that's been at ElderQuest the longest. Because you remember the channel galleries where the trees fought? That's quite a few years ago. And I love the Turneys. They are funny. And I heard that he owns all those quick plant because he loves ducks. He owns all the quick plant horses. And they make me laugh. They make me understand Hollywood and the films and like the excerpts from Alfred Hitchcock. You know, over the years, they've had so many interesting subjects. Every subject they choose is something I love. So I've been thrilled to follow them, and they may find me out picketing sometime outside their house saying, come to the other.
Well, everybody was enjoying their tacos. Friends, tell them to come, or at least join and listen on Zoom. Now, anybody else? Great.
I thought I mentioned Brad Dawes. I think he has to work so hard to be up to date to the minute of the morning, as he gives us the current events through the world and Utah and the nation. And to keep it neutral and to keep the whole class talking to him and not to each other. He does a great job.
Yeah, we learn so much, and we don't get him a fight or anything. Anybody else? Oh, I know there's lots of people here who love coming. The one over here, who's right? Oh, okay, come on.
I want to recognize all of y'all. All of you are wonderful teachers. I've been coming now, I think this is my second year. I've been coming like my second year, I think. I'll go to this class and I'll go, oh, this is my favorite. Then I'll go to the next one. Oh, I really like this one. Look at this table. These are friends that I told to come. So. That's wonderful.
Well, she's from the South. And then we're great. Anybody else? Okay.
We'll start here and then we'll go here.
When I just wanted to thank Phil for his wonderful Shakespeare classes. I've been going for a lot of years, and he really makes me enjoy Shakespeare. Thank you, Dave. Thank you.
And this to John.
Well, I work all the time in the office, and so I really don't get to many of the classes. But last week I wanted to say Berlin in the West. And so I came to every class to promote it. So I got to see every single teacher. And I have never enjoyed a week more in my life. That was so wonderful, and the teachers were so amazing that every time a new teacher started, I thought, well, this is my favorite. And every teacher was my favorite. And I thought, how lucky those of you are that you can come all the time. And how lucky for me that Carter said, we thought we were trying, so whatever that was. So I did my best. I didn't say it unless 7 of you applied a day. But nevertheless, I had a great time, and I learned that we have incredible teachers. Thank you. Never really, which is pretty green jewelry on this woman.
Oh, yeah, beautiful. Well, anything else? Because we really do have a special opportunity here. Martine, because you know, people costs over $100 to take a BYU course or even a UVU course. Did you know that? For $25 you can come here and get the best education on the planet.
Our teachers are incredible. And I'm one of the fortunate people who get to be at all the classes. And people will come up to me and say, you mean you have to go to all the classes? And my answer is always to say, no, I get to go to all of the classes because every class brings its own reward. I especially enjoyed class from David Farnsworth on Islam. It has been an incredible learning experience. Not a lot of flash, not big PowerPoint presentation, but lots of information about something that I knew very little about. I love all of our teachers, and I'm grateful to be able to be there every day.
Right. Thank you for being there every day. Can you imagine how hard it is to be president? Oh.
Well, as a music person, believe it or not, I'm an organist in 2 wards. Anyway, one in Pueblo and one. But I have loved our music teachers. I think we have a treasure in the music teachers that we have. Elder Preston, I love those classes every time I've attended them. So thank you very much for that.
Yeah, Quan and Bromwich, very good music teachers. We have music, we have poetry, we have Shakespeare, we have history, we have fabulous classes, we have Islam. I mean, religion, where you can come and get a middle class education with middle class students. Let me realize that. I want to thank every one of you who make it a point to come or listen on Zoom and who thank the teachers daily or participate in class and make it worthwhile. Because if you want to know the truth, the teachers have it blessed. We learn more and we grow more than any of our students. You'll be surprised. So we thank you for coming and supporting this wonderful program. We want to thank Margene for leading like a big kahuna. It's the littlest big kahuna I've ever known. But what a leader she is. And we hope those of you who are retiring from our faculty will continue to watch us on Zoom or visit us. And we love you all so much. I really mean that. I love you all. It's been a world-changing opportunity for some little Hawaiian from the islands to come here and talk and meet these absolutely incredible people who are here. Thank you. And it's 1:30, so I'll let her go over.
Just say bye.
Thank you for coming.